Honestly, first things first, I totally forgot, or maybe it's not fair to say I totally forgot, more it's fair to say that I didn't realize it was this weekend. But AEW Revolution is set to take place this Sunday night, March the 5th, live on pay-per-view, and it's set to be headlined by MJF and the American Dragon Bryan Danielson in a 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship. It will be, to my knowledge, the first Iron Man match in the history of AEW and the first Iron Man match in AEW's pay per view history. And I think that there is no two people better to be a part of, to make history for AEW on Sunday than Bryan Danielson and MJF. Speaking of AEW Revolution, we got some news for the pay-per-view from Dynamite last night, and it is it is Christian Cage and Jungle Boy will finally see the end of their rivalry. Christian Cage and Jungle Boy have been feuding for the better part of almost a year, and after an injury sustained to Christian Cage last year, it led many to believe that this feud may never come to an end. But on Sunday, this feud will come to an end with a no disqualification matchup, and it will likely be a brutal affair between two of the most heated rivals in wrestling today. And also, it should be the star-making performance for the youngster Jack Perry that we've been waiting for. Also, at Revolution, there will be a Four Corners match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships as the Guns defend the championships against the acclaimed Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, as Danhausen and Orange Cassidy won the Casino Battle Royal on Dynamite for the opportunity to be the last team featured in the in the four-way match at Revolution. I for one, I don't want to say I for one don't really like Danhausen. I see why I know why Danhausen is given the opportunities that he is, because he's a merch seller. He's a he's a needle mover just like Orange Cassidy. But the fact of the matter is, we have not really seen Danhausen in the ring. So to say that he is not, to say that he's not somebody that should be in this matchup, I think he is somebody that should be in this matchup, but he's not. But he's not somebody that most people would expect to see in the match. Because the fact of the matter is, we've never seen him in the ring. But at least Danhausen and Orange Cassidy are not just a made up, put together tag team that hurts the tag team division. Because the fact of the matter is, they've been a tag team for long enough that, them being included in this matchup really doesn't hurt the tag team division, because they are an established partner, they are an established tandem, and I honestly think people would rather see Danhausen and Orange Cassidy go for the tag belts than Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. But that's just me. Also, at Revolution, Samoa Joe and Wardlow finally collide for the AEW TNT Championship. The only question is, who will be the TNT champion after Revolution? Because whomever is the TNT champion after Revolution will have their first challenger waiting for them on the next episode of Dynamite, with Powerhouse Hobbs winning the Face of the Revolution tournament. Face of the Revolution ladder match, rather. and earning the opportunity to challenge for the for the TNT Championship on the episode of Dynamite following Revolution. I think AEW may be painting themselves into a corner with this one, because I think a lot of people want to see Wardlow defeat Samoa Joe, then have Samoa Joe go do Ring of Honor stuff and take him away from AEW for a bit, because right now Joe is still the Ring of Honor World Television Champion and has been the World Television Champion in Ring of Honor for the better part of the last year, defeating Minoru Suzuki at one of the first Ring of Honor events under Tony Khan. I think that is exactly what they're going to have happen. Basically, they're going to have certain AEW stars who are Ring of Honor champions head over to Ring of Honor and just do Ring of Honor for a bit and not appear on AEW. Or at least that's what they'll do with, somebody like Samoa Joe. I don't know if they'll do that with Claudio Castagnoli, but I think in that situation, if that's the case, that they don't have the intention of doing that with Claudio too, that they need to figure out who they would take the belt, who they would give the belt and take it off of Claudio, to make it where somebody will just work Ring of Honor and not work AEW and Ring of Honor as the Ring of Honor champion. But I think AEW may be pinning themselves into a corner, because people want to see Powerhouse Hobbs do more. People want to see Wardlow get a successful title reign as TNT champion. But I also think it's a good problem to have, as Wardlow could have a feud with Powerhouse Hobbs, or Joe could feud with Wardlow. Joe could beat Wardlow and then lose to Powerhouse Hobbs on Dynamite, and you could use that to start Wardlow's push up the card and have him revisit things with MJF for a future world title match. But the fact of the matter is, his momentum was so derailed after his TNT title reign that he needs so much work to rehab his momentum that he may need the TNT title. This is why I think it was a mistake having the winner of the Face of the Revolution ladder match cash in their title shot the following week after Revolution, instead of doing it a few weeks down the road to build up the title match. I don't think either way, if Wardlow wins on Sunday, that Wardlow should have dropped the title to Powerhouse Hobbs in his first title defense either way. But the fact of the matter is, it was a mistake either way, because I think AEW is painting themselves into a corner now. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know your opinion down in the comment section below. And before I go and end this video, I guess I'll get to it now. Eddie Kingston apparently quit AEW on the last episode of Dynamite, or post-Dynamite, and will likely now be appearing in Ring of Honor exclusively as he takes his break from AEW. I think this is the best way to give Eddie Kingston a break from television without writing him off TV, as it allows him to go and feud with Claudio on Ring of Honor and only appear for Ring of Honor as he quit AEW. And it also gives them a little bit more time to milk things with Ortiz and Eddie Kingston, as Ortiz tries to bring Eddie Kingston back to AEW and have them settle the score in a street fight, more than likely type match. Maybe we'll see Eddie reappear at Double or Nothing in May. We'll see what happens. But either way, Eddie Kingston will be taking a break from AEW as he quit AEW during an interview segment, either after Dynamite or during Dynamite. I don't really know. I just know it was an interview segment. Either way, though, let me know down in the comment section below your thoughts on Dynamite last night and the upcoming Revolution pay-per-view. And with that being said, we got a little bit more news to get to, so let's move on. And I'll see you in the next video.